So everyone, okay, before going to this one, before going to the hackathon, I'll just explain a little bit how this hackathon rating and how you get measured based on a theory, okay? We do believe learning theories, they may have many learning theories around the world, but predominantly recently, last 15 years, like only like few theories, they went to the next level, which means based on the report, like research report, whatever they submitted to the scientific community, that went really good actually. And one is all about like Carol Dweck. If you don't know Carol Dweck, you just Google it, but that's not the one I'm gonna look at. But I'm gonna talk about this psychology based on your like personal success. How is psychology related to the personal success? Because that is the one we are gonna talk about in coming days. I'm sorry, next 3 days. Okay. Why are we focusing on this book majorly? It will, like, this book is talking about all about your learning, all about your self-growth, and all about your personal progress as well as regular progress. So this book heavily relies on measuring your regular progress, and our Python exploring as well as Python learning. This hackathon is based on this book. Okay. Based on this theory, what I need to see is I need to see your basic learning. I need to see your all learning. Whatever the things you do in Python, next 3 days, I'm gonna put a measurement on those learning criteria. For example, your learning criteria, it's like, let's say, I'm just a sec. I'm just going a little bit. Maybe web report. Yeah. For example, let's say one member is an A, so they have 6 out of 10. Okay, I'm sorry, my handwriting is really bad. Okay, so another one is, say, let's B, they have 0 out of 10. So from the starting date, one thing, yes, let's go for this one, okay? And let's say the A is 6 out of 10, and let's say the B is 0 out of 10. Forgive my writing because I'm using my left hand, so just go with that. For example, in day one they have 6. So in day one, you would be thinking A is really better than B. This is what your education theory tells. Okay, but according to the mindset theory, what we believe in, how much are they progressing in next 3 days? Next 3 days, this guy, let's say A is progressing until 8 and B is progressing until 5. So simply, for example, B traveled 5 distance and A traveled 2 distance, which is simply means B is always better because B is traveled 5 distance in 3 days, which means B will always progress in coming days. This is a simple theory we are looking at in this next hackathon. So it's not about whether you're super expert in Python. Even if you're a super expert, you may not win this hackathon. We don't care about that. We care about who is making regular and consistent progress. So if you are making regular progress, you are the part of the winning community. I don't care about whether you don't have any Python. I don't care about whether you have Python skills or not. I don't care about whether you set up Anaconda. Nobody cares about that. In this hackathon, we are not going to care about that. In other hackathons, but here, no. In this hackathon, we are looking for who's making regular, consistent progress. Number one. Number two is, for example, let's go with a new board. Probably just say, let me save it. Okay. I don't know whose stuff is that. Okay. Let's say Python is like let's say you don't know anything about Python. So let's go with this unexplored learn. This is called Python. Let's say I'll say this is Python. Okay. So for example, this is list and this is string and this is what else? This is like another like regex. This is selenium. So these are the unexplored places. Go with this, okay? So if you are a newcomer, if you explode this learned, I'll give you separate points for this. For example, I'll give you 10 points. And if you explode in next 3 days, if you explode here, I'll give you separate points here. If you explode it here, I'll give you separate points. How much you explode major Python stuff, that will be focusing on your marks. Okay, this is the main thing. And for example, let's say another guy who already knows Python half of the things. For example, that guy knows everything. Let's go with this guy. The second guy, he knows Python majorly. So let's go with this. This guy has, sorry, oh my bad. Okay, 6 out of 10. Let's go with this. See, he didn't explode only like limited spaces. So he might not beat the first guy because the first guy explored most of the stuff in next 3 days. So it's all about how much are you exploring in next 3 days. It's not about how much you learned before. I don't care whether you started Python today. I don't care whether you started Python 2 years ago. I care about next 3 days. How good are you in terms of learning Python? How good are you in terms of exploring Python? Then how good are you in terms of the assignments? Whatever they are private assignments, I give it to you. How good are you in that? For example, last one team, they are working on Wikipage dead link finder. So we call it Wikipage dead links. It's nothing but they will be using like some libraries in Python, and they will be looking at in the Wikipedia page what are the dead links available. That is the part of this hackathon as well. And even though he is not covering all of the stuff, but that candidate already proved his Python skills. So we are giving them a little bit tough assignments. So the assignments will be fair on your base skills, which means if you are if you have Python, like if you are measuring yourself in Python, 5 out of 10, next 5 year focusing on, which means out of you have to be like 10 out of 10. What are the things you need to focus on? And for example, one team started from Python 0, and how much are they progressing in next 5 days? And also I'll give you private assignments based on the growth. For example, next like half day, if you're making significant progress, I'll give you the tough assignment for you. And then I will measure your progress over the next 4 hours. Then I'll make a point of that. I'll give a separate rating. And also you will not see your result on the leaderboard. Leaderboard is not for the hackathon. That might be for something else. So if you want to score, we will update the score in the WhatsApp, not anywhere else. And since it is like a remote hackathon, everything in the WhatsApp group. So stay tuned as in our WhatsApp group, and then just ask any questions if you want to ask any questions in WhatsApp group itself. And one more thing, hackathon, I don't know what is other hackathon doing. This hackathon about how much are you interacting with others. That is also we are focusing on. If you think you are writing exam, you are not in the right place, which means you are doing completely wrong. You have to interact with each other. You have to support other team members if they need help, because I will give a separate points for the helping mindset as well. So if you help others in the public place, which means in the WhatsApp, if you help others, if they have any problems, if you help, you'll get extra points. Okay. One more thing I want to emphasize, this is not only it's not only a competition between teams, and also how much are you supporting other teams as well. Okay, not only the volunteers team help other teams, but if you think you can help others, you can also try that, and then you will get points for that. Why are we doing this thing? Because we realize like competition, like people taking too much competition things, and then people, they are not helping each other, which is not a good thing, and which is we don't want to like we want to emphasize the helping mindset at the workplace. And then if you grow like this, you will not help your colleagues, and your manager will not like you. To be honest, managers like team, they don't pick the solo team members. So I'll give you a very simple example. Give me a sec, just a sec. I'll give you a simple theory on it. I'll go with this one, why I'm doing this one. Just a sec. It's the team. Just one sec, I'm just picking it up. Okay, let me go with this one. For example, okay, let's go with the team one. Here I say 8 and 7 and 4 and 4. So think about that. You are the team member one in the first team, and you have another colleague, which is another team. They have both different values, which means first member in Python, they are 8 out of 10, and the second member in the second member of the team, they have 7 out of 10. But they are not cooperating each other, and they are just a sec. I'm just checking. Vinay, which screen are you seeing? Are you seeing the right screen? Or are you seeing the different screen?
Your screen only, sir.
I have two screens. Which one are you seeing? Web whiteboard or else another screen, like another screen which is not web whiteboard? Which one are you seeing? Quickly.
Web whiteboard only.
Okay, there you go. That's it. And I'll just give you the example. Let's say, for example, you are the part of the team. Let's assume you are in the company. You are the part of the two team members, and you have Python skills 8 out of 10, and another guy has Python skills 7 out of 10. It's supposed to be 15, but your team value is 1D1 in terms of manager view. The reason is you are going one side and your team member goes another side, which means you're not doing any teamwork. You are just subtracting each other, which means the final value would be 1, which your manager does not want that. Same thing goes with your team. If you're working as a team, figure it out. Which team are you, like which set are you at? Are you in the first set? Are you at the second set? Think about the second team. Second team members, they have one guy, average guy, 4 out of 10, another guy, another average guy, 4 out of 10. But since they are mutually understanding each other and supporting each other, how much they value they can get. This is what the real management, this is what the real workplace is. And if you don't understand whether am I practicing as a team, you lose in your real-time situation. And this is the reason most of the top students, they are not able to manage properly in their life after 7 years. We have done a small research on whoever got high marks in 12th grade, 10th grade, and colleges, whoever got gold medal in colleges. If you see their life after 10 years, they become on the first level. The reason is they don't go with say everyone. They create their own way and they don't agree with anyone else in the other team members. And finally, they ended up creating a team value 1, which nobody wants at the employee, like at the corporate level, nobody wants it. And this is the theory which already been proved by many authors. People are kept telling them why top graders, they are not ready, like they are not right for the industry. If you think you are the top guy, if you think like, oh, I'm the best guy in Python, think again. It is not about only you. It's not about only you. It's about your teamwork. Just take it one simple chance. Sachin Tendulkar is great in the cricket, but think about his teamwork. When Sachin played as a team captainship, can he make a progress on it? Why Sachin couldn't make enough progress comparing other team members, other team captains? The reason is he belongs to the one, and every other team members, they are not in the same situation. So finally, the such like a bit Sachin, they're losing all the team value. That is the reason you couldn't see Sachin doing best in his cricket in terms of team value. The same thing, think about Dhoni. Dhoni can be like 1 point less than Sachin. For example, let's say Sachin is like 9 out of 10. Dhoni is like a 7 out of 10. But Dhoni is supporting the team value, then he creates more value on that. That is the reason Dhoni becomes number 1 in the market. And One more thing, if you're working as a solo, no worries on that, but I'm trying to make sure that don't focus on your knowledge alone, focus on your future team members. Let's say if you work for like a company, you're not going to work alone, you will be working as a team member. How do you survive in your team? How do you survive in your industry? Help each other and focus on how to create, how to go together, how to create a value. Focus on the teamwork, don't focus on your skills. Even in some teams, like the previous team members I have seen, some teams, they are not supporting each other, which they fall under category 1. They are not able to create team value better. But finally, I emphasize here, you need to be higher team value. And next 3 days, we'll be focusing on your, like, what are the stuff? Let me go through the website. Just be patient on the website, because the website is still low, still in the beta, so still we are slowing down. And I'll go through the points criteria. First, I believe everyone did their part, everybody connected all this stuff, so you're good to go. In this one, you already updated these stuff, so you don't need to worry about that. And I want to see how much progress are you making regularly. Again, it is still based on your personal growth, like based on your team growth, as well as your repository growing. As long as I can see you are just adding value to that, you're good to go. For example, if you have a Python like skill set 6 out of 10, we focus on rest 4 out of 10, which means how much are you progressing from 6 to reaching 10. That is the goal that comes under regular progress. For example, one team members, they don't know anything about Python. They just joined here, but next 3 days, they are making progress from 0 to 5. In this case, I will give more points for the team 2, because they progressed from 0 to 5, which means they traveled 5 distances, which is like far away better than the team 1, which they progressed 6 to 8. Okay, if you have any questions now, you can still ask in the private chat. And if you don't, like, I will walk you through everything. Then once I walk you through, you can ask any questions you want, and I will clarify your questions itself. Okay, and make sure you have all the genuine code. As long as if you see anything suspicious, simply what we do is, for example, we simply copy paste. Okay, for example, I'll go with this one. Molly Bram. So I'll go through the project here, then I'll go the code, and then check the commits, then check the commits, then I'll check it here. Let's go second one. So sometimes we simply copy and paste. If I see anything matchable on the Google, you're good to go. Like, I'll give a lower points, because sometimes you can figure it out, but still we are the final judge. If we see your coding is copied from somewhere, and then if you can sense it a little bit, we'll do more research on your code, and then we can find it that you copy pasted, which is not okay, you will get lower points. So make sure, even though you make small coding, make sure that is your own code. Don't copy paste, which we don't want that. Okay, number 4, if you have any errors, just run without, make sure there is no errors. And when we run your code, we have to see everything. Okay, and also we make sure that you have all the Python related stuff explored. For example, I'll go through all these topics. You don't need to do anything on the introduction. For some guys, they got confused whether do I need to create 2 exercises here, 2 exercises here. No, you don't need to. It is not mandatory on touch each and every topic here. These topics are just references, which means you can pick tuples 5 exercises, you can pick polymorphism 5 exercises, you can pick list 5 exercises, you can pick modules 5 exercises. But if you have already worked on these areas, I also given private assignments to all the some participants. You can focus on your private assignments. Okay, As long as you make regular progress in your private assignment as well as exploring Python, you're good to go. You get maximum points. As long as you don't make mistakes, you don't copy paste, you'll get maximum points. As long as I don't see any error, you'll get maximum points, which means you get more points. And for example, one team focusing too much on string slices, okay? They are working string management for like 50 exercises, and they are working on inner classes 20. They covered only string and inner classes, which we don't want that. We want the teams should explore everything, like most of the things, like small exercises. For example, go with scope 5 and inner class 5 and object classes 5, read 5. So go on everything, explore most of the stuff. I would expect, if I'm a participant, I always mention that if I'm a participant, I'll go string, I'll go variables, I'll go list, then I'll go global and local variables, I'll go scope, and then I'll go tuples, I'll go dictionaries, then I'll go read and write file, I'll go object and classes, and I will go in, I don't even go inner classes, I will go subprocess and threading, then I will explore lambda, sets, modules, yes. Then I'll try binary members, Python debugging. These are my exploring area if I am a participant of this one. Why? What I mentioned is maximum level. So I'll try to explore the maximum level of Python. Then I'll try to showcase the exercise with the validators. As long as we see, if you know all this stuff, you're good to go. Our main goal is to let taste of all Python stuff. That is the main goal. So if you know these things before, talk to me in private. I'll give you the same, like I'll give you the assignment which is related to exploring all of these topics as well. Then you can also come up with a separate project. For example, one team I gave Wiki Deadlink Finder, which is nothing but they have to do some beautiful soup as well as Selenium work. And they have to web scrape some content, and they have to figure out whether the Wikipedia links is dead or not. That is based on these things. Let's say if you don't know list, you cannot do the Wikipedia dead analyzer. Or else if you don't know read and write, you cannot do it because it's based on read and write. If you don't know tuples, you cannot do it. So those guys, they know these things very well. They can move on to the next level. However, it's as long as you make regular progress in any project, any level, you're good to go. You are eligible to win the hackathon. And if you want any like materials, you can, everything is here. You can just scroll down. And just one more thing, disregard all this stuff because this score, it's not for hackathon. This is like normal project. So we wouldn't go for this hack score. So these scores are not, this is different than our scoring system. Okay. And one more thing, you can still go to someone else's project. You can just check how others guys are doing it. So if you say other project is good, you can even comment on that. So you can sign and comment. You can do that. You can like the project. It's up to you. We don't prioritize anything on this one since our website is still beta version. We don't prioritize these things. Then you can check the code as well. But don't copy paste. Sometimes we compare your fellow coders. For example, if you copy from this project, we will check against this project by running and run algorithm. If you find any match, you will get lower points for that. Make sure that you don't copy from other coders as well. Yeah, I'm done now. If you have any questions, you can raise or else you can chat. You can ask any questions now. I will answer your questions here. Go ahead. If you have any questions, please ask. You can raise your hand. I can also just unmute you so that you can ask questions. Anyone, please ask questions. Just a sec. Okay, where is the tech fight? Okay, everyone. Someone is asking when is the tech fight? Probably we will be updating you in your WhatsApp group. So we are planning to have like a small tech fight around 11:30, but we might change the schedule a little bit. So if most of the guys are interested in tech fight, we will do the tech fight because it's based on most of your interest. If you haven't if you haven't responded the Google form, please update the Google form. If you get if you get major responses on the Google form, we will run the tech and fun fight. If you don't want it, that's okay. You can start concentrating on the hackathon itself. Our main goal of the hackathon is to learn Python as quick as possible. Here, we are not judging anyone based on their previous skills. We are focusing on how much are you improving every day next 3 days. Okay. If you have questions, you can ask general, like you can ask in the chat, you can ask anonymously, no problem at all. Okay, Vinay, please send the tech fight Google form because everyone is asking for that. Please send it.
Okay, sir.
So please update your tech fight thing because tech fight is just for fun, and also you can learn something. And one more thing, if you come here, if you believe in if you don't believe in fun, you're gonna miss a lot of stuff. It's because the reason you don't believe in fun, because your education system told you to, because your education system mentioned that fun and education it's not related, and they told you for 20 years for you. So that's the reason you don't believe in fun. When it comes to hackathon, when it comes to learning, you don't believe in fun at all. Okay, but what we believe is totally different. As long as you have fun, your brain will be activated more. And this is based on the neuroscience scientific report. We are not coming up and we are not making it out. We are not making up things. We are telling the report whatever we gone through over like neuroscience theories, what other neuroscientists they mentioned it. Okay, I'll tell you very simplified thing. If you have fun, your brain will release dopamines, which is good, like it's just kind of good feeling, and more the dopamine you get released, like your brain releasing, it is good for your brain, and also it good for your associating memory. I call it associative memory. Okay, associative memory. So if you're curious about how associative memory works, you can just start Googling it. But if you want the plain terms, I'll put it very simply. For example, if you run a tech and fun fight, let's say you enjoy the fun, and also that whatever the things you enjoyed in this hackathon or else any day, you will remember for the next 3 months, sometimes next 3 months, or sometimes after 6 months, because your brain will create a small reference of your fun in your brain, like a memory system. It's like for example, it's like a C++. They put a reference on it, and then when your learning is associated with the fun, your brain will always associate what you learned along with the fun. That is the reason, if you check your childhood years, if you check, like you might have come across with at least 1 or 2 teachers, those who taught you very great and fun. That is the reason you're still remembering those lessons, whatever you learned from them. If you ask me, still I could remember my 4th grade teacher who taught all the fun and science. Since I liked some kind of science, that he is the reason still I remember those days. If you ask me why I remember it, because it is written in my brain as functioning is like fun and learning is great. Okay, if you don't believe in fun and learning, come and talk to me. I can convince you in personal. It's not like I'm brainwashing you. I'm telling you what science told me to. I'm telling you what science been told for the last 50 years. And we are not brainwashing anyone. We are not making any wrong assumption. We are telling all the scientific truths. We are not following any other stuff. Okay, if you have any questions, you can ask now, or else I'll wind up and I'll get back to you for each and every one in private and review your code. Then if I come to know that your skills is like, for example, 1 hour, like your skill, your Python skill is 6 out of 10. I'll give you the assignment to cover next 4 out of 10, which means after 3 days you will be at least 7 out of 10. You will be at least 8 out of 10, something like that. So I'll give you the tough assignment. And one more thing, don't say it's not fair. For us, this is what we are doing is the fair thing, because we want everyone to grow to the next level. Okay, for example, another team, they are very new to Python. They have zero skills in Python, and if they can make a progress until 0 to 3, I would call them as a success, because they progressed from 0 to 3. And one more thing, this hackathon, it's not about your Python skill set. This hackathon, it's about how much you can learn in Python next 3 days, and how much you can explore it as quick as possible. If you can showcase your exploring skill set next 3 days, you will be winning this hackathon. That's for sure. But if, let's say, if you have 7 out of 10 and a less skilled guy beating you, don't complain, because this is what we believe in. We are not believing in like a previous skill set. We are believing what are you gonna do next 3 days. That is the goal. Okay. And if you have any conflicting theories, come and talk to me in private, and I will make sure that you're okay, because I need everybody's approval on the hackathon. And then if you don't believe in our theories, come and talk to me. Like we can have a small argument on this technical topic, because this is psychological basic technical things, so we can talk about that. Do you have any questions? If you have, just send me in the chat group, or else I will wind up the meeting within 2 minutes. Anyone? Okay, I'll wait for 1.5 minutes, and then I'll just wind up. I don't think I have to say anything else on this one. And yes, when was the next meet? When is the next meeting? Let's go with when is the next meeting? Okay. We will have a general meeting every 4 to 6 hours. We plan to have it, and also based on every team member's progress, we'll make a quick meeting. But we will plan another meeting within 4 hours. Right now, my time is, if you see my time is like 11:40, around like 12 o'clock. So I might be available 5 o'clock in the morning. I might stay a little bit longer, but it's up to my body. Sometimes my body needs sleep as well. So I might go for 6 o'clock. Still, if I can wake up, like if I can stay awake until next 5 hours, we'll have a meeting within 4 hours. We'll have another general meeting. You can ask any questions you have. Okay. And one more thing, if you think this is not growing, if this is not going as you expected in other hackathons, just talk to me, because this is, I call it behavioral hackathon. It is not based on your skill set. It is based on your exploring mindset in terms of learning one language. So let's call it you're learning Python. Then how good are you in terms of learning in next 3 days? This is what we focus on. So if you think you are you are better than other candidates, that's okay. We can give a separate assignment for you. We can give a private assignment for you to work on, so that after this hackathon, you will be progressing. You could see the progress because of 3 days. That is our goal. Okay. And if you are, for example, if you're so super good in Python, if you're 8 out of 10, then you want to beat to like a 0, like a beginners, you cannot do it in this hackathon. The reason is we are focusing on progress. We are not focusing on skill set. So if you are 8 out of hackathon, if you have 8 out of 10 in Python, still you have lot of probability to you lose this hackathon, because you may not be the winner. And think about that. Let's say you are a beginner. If you are afraid of winning other candidates, no, you're not right. You're wrong. Still, you can beat others making regular progress. As long as you make regular progress from Python 0 level to Python 5, or else any level, as long as we see your progress, we compare your progress from where you started and where you ended up after 3 days. We will measure the progress against other team members. Then we'll give a scoring based on the criteria, whatever we have, and then we will give you the score. The maximum score wins. And again, I'm making sure this is not testing your skills in Python. This is testing your exploring patience in Python as well as passion in Python. When I say patience, it's like how slow, like how good are you coming up with learning things, then are you giving up? Probably in psychology, like people say, like even though you're expert, sometimes you will give up. That's the reason if you see the most of the top candidates, they might have missed to achieve that level. If you see the topper in 10th grade, think any of your 10th, like think about it, one of your 10th grade topper, and think of them like now, or else like think any of your relatives in 10th grade. Where are they right now? They live the ordinary life because they don't measure up over the time. One point they give up, even though they scored great in 10th grade, even though they grade 10th, great in 12th grade, they might have lost the track because they give up. In psychology, we always expect not to give up because it is not easy. And if you, like I already mentioned that whatever the system we follow, it is already worked in. It's nasa is like a national, like something related to in America. So if you read this book will guide you all the stuff about how NASA selection process happening. And if you don't believe in us, you don't need to take our words as it is. Just follow this book and then just take it from there. Okay, this book will give you all the guidance about how can you make up progress. This book is not about psychology. This book about how can you make up progress over the time. Okay, I would highly recommend this book because this book is focusing on learning mindset. Okay, this book focusing on growth mindset actually. So we always recommend the growth mindset. This Cal works. He did a lot of research on this one. Even if you are curious about growth mindset, go and watch these videos because it will help you in the next coming days. Okay. That's it. I'm done. Do you guys have any questions? Because I talk too much. I don't want to dump too much on you again. If you have any questions, you can ask me in private, no problem at all. Since we already finished enough things, we will move on to the next level. Okay, after 4 hours, we'll have another meeting. Next meeting will be only like 15 to 20 minutes. But by the time you know what you're doing and you know what will we do, and you might have talked with me like by the time. So you may not need much time. The starting time was a little bit much, but next meeting will be under 20 minutes. Okay. That's it. That's it from my side. Thanks a lot for you guys' time, and enjoy the rest of the hackathon thing. Focus on one thing. You are here to learn, and you are here to show your regular progress, not your Python skill set. Okay, so even if you are 6 out of 10, if you reach up to 10 out of 10, you're still eligible to win this one. So go and make a progress every day, every 4 hours, and showcase it to us because that is what we are needed. And one more thing, we are planning to give 10 unique prizes based on your uniqueness. So if you think you are good at documentation, go and do the better documentation because you might be getting some points, and then you might be getting some gift cards based on that, like unique stuff. Okay, for example, one of the unique stuff is we came up with like a early bird, or else like whoever starts early in the morning and then whoever starts working early in the morning. And we came up with another one, problem solver. So the problem solver, exactly, they can help other guys in the, like in the chat. For example, someone has a problem and they're showing the problem in the hackathon group, and then if you help them, you will get extra points. Not only you'll get points, you will get the gift card as well, worth of 200 rupees in 200 Indian rupees. Okay, and also you'll get extra points to win the hackathon. So there are many unique roles you can play. So don't simply focus on Python, focus on what is reflecting in the industry. In the industry, we don't want top candidates. We want who can understand the team. Employers, they are looking for team members. They are not looking for solo performance. Simply put it, employers, they are not looking for Sachin Tendulkars here. Employers looking for Dhonis and others. That's it. Thank you guys for your time, and you can leave now. We will be in touch with you in private meeting, and then I'll help you out if you guys have any problems, okay? You can leave now. We will be talking to you in private later. Thank you for everyone. You can leave now, or else I'll wind up the meeting within a minute. If we have still questions, you can ask in the private meeting, no problem at all. Volunteer, please stay and let them leave. Guys, you can leave and start working. If you have any questions, you can still reach us out in private, no problem at all.